everybody. It's having some technical difficulties, so that's why I'm a little late, but I appreciate everybody getting on. I appreciate whoever's watching on the replay. I've got some really great information for you guys tonight. How many of you are struggling to figure out what to write for your posts, what topics for your posts, what topics to go live about, struggling with being consistent, showing up on social media? If you are, then you're not alone. It's something I struggled with for a very, very long time, and I'm going to be sharing with you tonight three. I'm going to be sharing with you my exact strategy for how I finally got consistent on social media and made it really super simple for myself, not only to show up every day, but to show up like gangbusters, to the point that people were like, damn, Heather, like you're everywhere. Like everywhere I go, your posts are there. And not only that, like it's great to be posting a lot, and it's great to be getting engagement, but this is what actually allowed me to start attracting like really super dreamy, super aligned clients that I really loved working with, and started making money in my business. So I'm going to be talking about how to know the best topics to cover in your post and your lives every week, so that not only are you getting engagement, but you're getting engagement from people who are really excited to learn more about what you do, and have the potential of becoming like becoming your dream clients. I'm going to move my mic over a little bit, and hopefully you guys can hear me. Actually, I'm going to check myself. So we're talking about like how to know what topics to cover, so that you're not just posting, you're actually posting things that are going to get the attention of the right people for you. And I'm going to be talking about how to how to batch your content, so that you're not struggling to figure out what to post every day. And you can be and obviously you can be more consistent. Actually, I'm going to check. Okay. I sound very loud to myself. I hope I keep getting comments that my audio is bad, but it sounds very loud to me on my phone. So I hope you guys can hear me. I'm not having problems. And the third part I'm going to be talking about is a post rotation strategy. This is what allowed me to like seemingly be showing up everywhere, but not having to do like a whole bunch of work. Like once I got this system down, I could show up 8 or 9 places a day in under 10 minutes. Okay. So, hi, whoever joined live. I'm in StreamYard, so I can't necessarily see your comments, but say hello. Let me know what questions you have about content creation, content batching, and how you can show up everywhere. I have also, I'm going to be creating a PDF about this, the ultimate guide to, what did I call it? It was very spiffy. I'm going to be creating the ultimate guide to consistent magnetizing marketing. I'm going to be talking about that a little bit more later. Basically, it's going to be some of the information I'm talking about tonight, but gone into just a little more in depth, and also giving you some worksheets that are going to make this so much more easy. Like half of my battle with this was creating like the documents that help support me, right, to come up with the system. So I'm going to be sharing some of that. And as always, I love being super generous and giving you guys like giving you ideas, and giving you things that I share with my paid clients, so that you can get a little further and make the progress. Just don't make the mistake that so many people make, and that's that just because somebody is giving you a whole bunch of information, it doesn't mean they're telling you everything that you know. Like for one thing, I couldn't tell you everything I know about this in 30 minutes. I'm going to give you enough to really give you a great start, but don't think that you can do it all on your own, because there's always like nuances to things. There's always value in actually getting the coaching, right? And I think I'm going to create like a one-off session, like a 90-minute session where I can kind of teach that. So if you're interested, if this sounds like a good framework for you, contact me in the DMs, and I will talk to you about the possibility of putting together this session for you. Okay, so the first thing, so that you can show up online and show up on like gangbusters and show up like consistently, is you need to know what topics you're going to cover, right? And you can find out your topics. Like it's what are people asking you? What kind of questions do you see people asking about your niche? what are your clients asking? What kind of struggles are your clients having? Or, what things are coming up for them, like in the sessions? Most of us coach or do healing on something that we've actually been through. So you can think about, like, what are the challenges that you went through when you were at the stage of development that you're targeting, like what stage of development. Um, what were your concerns and challenges when you were at the stage of development with this issue that you're now working with clients who are at that stage of development? And really really ask yourself. And you can do market research, you can talk to people, you can post, and do questions, you can do surveys. You can just hang out in groups that are dedicated to the thing that your niche, and see what questions people are asking. um, but yeah, so you can definitely do market research, and you want to get dialed in. You can do little polls and just say, like, the reason I landed on this topic for my live this even was actually because in my group I said, here's some things that I'm excited to teach about. What do you guys most want to learn? And this was the most popular one, right? So another way is you can just brainstorm all the topics in your niche, right? So if you're a weight loss coach, you're gonna probably brainstorm everything that and all the important things about fitness, about nutrition, about mindset, about all the things, right? And you just brainstorm all of that, right? And then you would look at, like, what are you most passionate about helping and educating people about, right? Because like, there's like, I love sales and I love business, but there's things that I'm more excited about than others, and there's other things that I'm like, I'm not a specialist in that. And that's the second question, like, what are you most qualified to help people in? Don't talk about stuff that you don't know enough about to help people with. And like, once you've brainstormed and you have like this whole just super list of all these like little everything that you know about your topic, you can go back and look and say, okay, what, like, could I group all these into just a few, under a few themes, right? So can you group everything that you wrote down and brainstorm under like 3 to 5 columns, 3 to 5 categories? And those are, I hear these called like brand pillars or content buckets, right? And once you have all that in front of you, it's super super easy to figure out what you want to post about every week. And I'm about to go in and talk about how, like, you can do the content batching, right? So hi, whoever's on, I appreciate you joining live. Okay, so once you have everything out on paper, right? And all the things that you want to talk about, and kind of like the major themes. When you sit down to do your content on, Sunday or Monday, whenever you're going to do it, you just look down there and you're like, okay, what am I going to talk about this week? And this is where it's really good to have everything grouped into like 3 to 5 categories, because you can say, like, again, for a health coach, I'm going to be talking about fitness this week. So, what are 5 posts that I can write in the subcategory of under fitness? And then you can pick out and you can do like 5 posts about fitness for the week. So, having a theme is extraordinarily helpful, and it'll really help you to organize your thoughts, right? Um, and then you can think about, like, there's different types of posts. There's story posts, there's engagement posts, there's straight up offer posts where you're saying, hey, I have this, have a program, or I have a package, or I have this, one-off session, whatever it is you're doing. There's perspective shifting posts, there's educational posts where you're just sharing your knowledge, and there's testimonial posts. So you have all these different types of posts. And and oftentimes, like, a story post can also be an engagement post. It can be a story post that asks for engagement and also puts an offer in. So, like, these aren't hard and fast categories, but it helps me to look and say, okay, on my first post of the week is going to be a story post, my second one is going to be a perspective shift, my third one's going to be an educational, my fourth one's just going to be an engagement, my fifth one might be a testimonial. Or, I don't know, I like to throw in something fun, because I like humor a lot, so I like my brand to reflect me in the posts that I'm doing. But if you have like these different types of posts, it also just it's giving you more of a structure, and you don't have to do one of every type of post. As a matter of fact, I listed more than five posts, five types of posts. And if you're posting, Monday through Friday, that would be, more than you needed. But it's just another piece of framework that you can think about to help you brainstorm, right? And then you can also do a live around your theme. So you could do a live that was a completely different. So you could do a live. What I've been doing lately a lot, I'm not doing that this week, but what I've been doing lately a lot is just taking all of my posts and just kind of conglomerating them into a live, right? And it's great because most people are not seeing everything that you post, right? And then also, even if they were, um, repetition is good. It's good for your brand. It's also good for our brains. We hear information over and over again. We're more likely to actually, retain it. So if you're somebody like me who really enjoys educating, it's actually really good for people. And then you have, some people really like to read, and they absorb information really well from that. And other people are going to learn stuff better from hearing you talk or watching a video. So you could do a live that just basically sums up all of your posts for the week, or like I'm doing this week. I actually didn't have a theme this week. I'm actually like being a rebel, from my normal pattern. But you could do a live about something, within that same theme, but just something that you didn't cover at all, in your other post. So it just makes it super, super, super easy to figure out what you're going to do, right? And when you have everything pre-written, what's beautiful, what used to happen to me a lot is I would get on a roll and I would be pretty consistent, although I was never as consistent as this system allowed me to be. But in previous years where I was working on my business, I would get kind of consistent, and then I would get really stressed out, or I would go through a breakup, or something would happen, and I would allow it to derail me, right? And I'm not being like uncompassionate or incompassionate. I'm not being an ass. Like, sometimes life throws you curveballs, and it's really destabilizing, and um, you have to get over it. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to find that way of being consistent. And is part of it is having a system like this in place that makes it super, super simple. And the other part of it is just fucking committed. Like, I'm going to make this business work no matter what. I don't care if the sky falls. I don't care if there's a pandemic. I don't care if I lose my 9 to 5, while I'm doing this. Like, I don't care what happens. I'm going to be consistent, right? But if you have a system like this, then it makes it a lot easier on the days that you are so, so busy, or you really just feel like crap and you really just need to have a self-care day. Like, it's fine to have a self-care day. Just don't let your self-care become self-sabotage, because I used to do that a lot too, where I would be like, oh, I don't feel good. Like, I'm really just feeling disappointed and down. So I'm just going to take some time off. And all too often that would turn into taking much too much time off, and I would lose momentum. So don't do that. Like, learn from my mistake. Don't do that. Okay. And the last part of this, and so I what I do is I try to make myself write my posts like all on Sunday, so that everything is just, like up and loaded, and like do my graphics and everything. And I do them all in one document, and I created a template document so that I have it every week, and it's got, certain questions and certain, places for everything, to make it super, super simple, like just stupid, stupid simple. So that even if, hey, Kristen, hi. Okay, yeah, don't let the self-care become self-sabotage. Yeah, because it really, like, we can use anything. We can twist anything around into like a rationalization for not doing something if we're not feeling it. Okay. So I put everything in one document. I have a template, like it's my weekly post template, and I try to have everything done by Monday. Sometimes that doesn't work out. Sometimes it doesn't even happen until Tuesday, but don't be like me. Like, get the shit done. And that way, like, no matter what happens on Monday, like, it's just easy. Like, it's much easier to get all this stuff up down, get it uploaded into Facebook, and to, show up. Okay. So here is how you make it so that you're showing up everywhere. So it's called post rotation. And so you notice, like at the beginning, if you heard me say, like I was able to show up like 8 or 9 places every single day, but I only had 5 posts, right? So the way you do that is that on your personal page, on Monday, all your day one posts are going to go on your personal page, your business page, and if you have a group, right? So all of your like personal stuff, that's where post one is going to go, and then post two is going to go in a group that is, has your ideal market in it. Post three is going to go in a different group. Post four and post five, right? And then every single day of the week you're rotating. So if it what's great about that is that if somebody sees you in a group and they're like, oh, I really like this post, I want to know more about this person, and they go to your profile, it's not the same post. A lot of times people will put a post on their profile and then they'll put it in every single group, and you'll go to like the different groups and you're like, oh, yep, seen this post already. Oh, yep, seen this post already. This avoids that. This allows them to get a little more of a sense of who you are and what you're about because they're seeing like a different post at the top, right? So you want to make a list of the best places like that you like to post, and places that you've seen that you get good engagement. Some guidelines is you want to be in groups that have a decent crowd in them, but sometimes like the super super big ones, like you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to reach all these people, and it can be hard to like get traction in those groups because there are so many people, and like so many people are posting that you put something up, and if somebody doesn't immediately like it or comment it on it, then it just gets lost in the shuffle. And there's ways to kind of game that. There's strategies to get around that that I teach my clients. But what you want is like a decent sized group, and you want like a good amount of posting going on and good moderation. You don't want everything to be like a pitch fest. I know it's really frustrating when we have to go in these groups and we have to like market without marketing. But I remember years ago there was a group. I think it's recently been resurrected, but it was called the Entrepreneur Incubator, and it had 30,000 members, which that's not too uncommon now, but it was super uncommon back then. It was like the biggest female entrepreneur group like ever. And it was just a pitch fest. It was just like everybody just pitching, 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 pitching. There was no like engagement. It's just like people came in, dropped their offers, and left. And that, like, it's great to be able to put your offer somewhere, but but you want people like actually engaging. You want somebody who you want the chance that somebody's actually going to see the offer and engage with it, not just scroll past it as they're posting their own, right? Um, so pick out some groups that you really like. It's really helpful to track your engagement, and so you can start seeing like, okay, in this group I tend to get a lot of engagement, but in this group nobody's really commenting and liking my stuff. And you want to try this. You want to be posting consistently and engaging with other people's stuff in each of these groups. That's the part that gets tedious for me, like, but I have made some cool connections and like networked with it. But sometimes I'm just like, oh, like if you're once you get good at this system, you can post everything in like 8 different places in 10 minutes and be done. But it really will behoove you to actually engage in these groups as well. And that will help your engagement in the groups. But you want to start looking at like if you've been in a group for like 2 or 3 weeks and you've been posting in there consistently and you've been engaging with people in it consistently, and you're still not getting engagement and you're not getting the kind of engagement that's leading to you having leads, having possible clients, then it's time to look at another group. So you want to be keeping tabs on how many likes you're getting, how many comments, and is it just your friends commenting on your stuff, or is it like new people too? um, and here's a suggestion that I think is just brilliant, right? So it's really tempting to say, okay, I'm going to make my business work, and I'm going to make it work really, really quick. So I'm going to be on Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and YouTube and LinkedIn and TikTok, and I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to do it all at once. The problem with that, like, I admire your determination, I admire your spunk and your spirit, but the problem with that is that you end up splitting your energy so much that you tend to not catch traction anywhere, and so you end up burning yourself out and not really getting not getting clients. It's like you're showing up everywhere, but you're not getting clients. And so the sage wisdom from entrepreneurs I know who have been actually super successful, not just talking about they're successful, they're actually successful. um, they will stay on one platform at a time. All right. And so, like right now, I'm mainly on Facebook. I do have an IG account, and I do post there sometimes. I actually slacked off on that for a little bit. But I do post there, so I'm kind of building a foundation, but I'm not doing a lot of engagement there. I'm not really trying to get clients there. I'm just laying a foundation so that once I've kind of conquered Facebook and I've really got it figured out and I have a really good lead generation system here, on Facebook, then I can also then I can go onto my IG feed, and since I have a foundation of some posts and a little bit of engagement, it'll be easier to catch traction there. But it's not my main focus. I'm not making myself crazy like right now. StreamYard's really cool. So actually, for the first time tonight, I'm streaming on my profile into my group and on YouTube, which is nice because I'll have this pre-made content that's already there. I don't have to download it from Facebook and then upload it and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to go gangbusters on YouTube. I'm building a foundation there. Okay, so that having this post rotation and having sheet where you're keeping track on okay, it's Wednesday, I know that post 3 goes in my personal stuff, and then all the others are going to go into the groups, and rotating around so you can keep track of it, and looking at how many likes and comments and stuff are you getting, like keeping track of that stuff. That is going to allow you to maximize like your efforts, right? You're not just out there putting out all this stuff and it's for nothing, right? You're figuring out like how to concentrate your energy where you're actually getting the most return. And if it's a day that you are having like a really stressful day and you really don't feel like fucking with social media, you can still just go in and post, and just kind of skip engagement for that day and maybe make up for it like the next day. So I would love to know what questions you guys have. My live people, my replay people, let me know what questions you have about content creation, content batching, post rotation, all that kind of stuff. I am making this free PDF, and let me get back to I can say the cool name I came up with: the Ultimate Guide to Consistent Magnetizing Marketing. And it's going to be a free PDF. Just let me know in the comments, say me if you want it. I'm going to be sharing some of the information here, so you don't have to take notes. I'm going to be sharing this information in the PDF plus a little more in depth, plus I'm going to give you like some samples of how to set up your documents to make this super super simple and like really user friendly, so that you can do this and do it quickly. I see a heart. Thanks for the heart. I love hearts. Yeah. So yeah, if you are wanting to know how you can show up more consistently and be consistently not only showing up but putting out content that's going to attract your dream clients, like the people you're super aligned to work with, the people that are super fun for you to work with, the people who actually do the work and get the great results, so they get you great testimonials and you even get referrals from them. This is the way to do that. So comment me below to get your PDF, and you can also join my group. I can put my group link in the comments. I do Facebook Lives at least once a week, and as I build my group, I'm going to stop doing them on my personal profile. But right now, my group is steadily growing, but it's kind of small. But that means it's easier for you to engage with me. It means it's easier for you to get my attention if you have questions. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I appreciate everybody who stopped by live. I appreciate everybody who's watching on the replay. I will be working on that PDF. Let me know if it's something that will be helpful for you. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.